This is the first video that I'm filming in 2025. I want to wish you all a happy new year and the best wishes for 2025. I am going to answer all of these and more comments. I'm going to talk about some of my gear and why I might need your help. So let's get started. Alright, first things first, some disclosure corrections that I have to make about my Eventide. You can see the thing over here, and my Stam Audio video. In the disclosure, I said that I wasn't sure if I was able to keep the unit, but I was assuming that they needed it back. Both Stam Audio and Eventide mailed me and said like, hey, you can keep the unit. For Stam Audio, they basically said you can keep it, and Eventide said, feel free to keep it for a little while. So I don't know what that exactly means, but it does mean that I can film a few more videos that I have in mind. I want to, for instance, compare the Omnipressor with the plugin, and I want to do a shootout between a few hardware Pultec clones or Tube EQ clones and some software Tube EQs. Leave a comment down below if you want to see that. Second thing that I want to talk about is this. This is the Grandchild 500 series 670 clone-ish module, and I've been trying to review this thing for almost a year now. The reason why there isn't a review from me of this thing out yet is because I'm running into a few very weird artifacts, and Heritage is actually helping me with understanding these artifacts. They want to understand it as well. I actually have two modules right now. This is in a rack from Heritage itself. My own module, which I purchased, by the way. This is not a review unit. I've bought the unit, but the one that I've purchased is in my Rupert Neve Designs 500 series rack, and it's actually the second one because the first one was replaced because of those artifacts. Now, if you happen to have a Grandchild 500 series 670 module hooked up to your studio and you want to help me, let me know and send an email to info@whitecstudio.com or use whitecstudio.com/contact. Because you might be able to help me out with this particular review or with figuring out if I have a certain issue. I mean, mentally I have, but with the equipment, or that it's maybe baked in there, which I cannot really imagine, but yeah, let me know. All right, now let's move on to the comments. I want to reply to the comments on my fabfilter video. That's also what this title is about. And it was one of the most challenging videos to make because there was a very little time spent between getting the plugin and publishing the video. You know, I just wanted to have the video ready on launch day. But the cool thing is I've been doing upgrades to my studio, and I'm continuing to doing upgrades on my studio to have a better video workflow. And I have a video about that coming soon. All right, the first comment is about, you know, the fakeness of my video, because there were some fake parts in there. LOL, he sets the camera up, records, goes out of the room, then runs in. LOL. Yeah, the intro of that video wasn't really spontaneous, and it was actually a second take. The first take wasn't good enough. So yeah, I did that take 2 times, but I'm genuinely excited about new fabfilter products because they mean so much to me. Now, I had a lot of comments about reading the manual. It's so interesting. Under the plugin videos, I get a lot of comments that I should read the whole manual beforehand. But when I ask the community what they think about the spontaneous reviews, I get a lot of comments saying that I shouldn't read the manual and just dive into it because it's the most exciting video to make. And honestly, the goal for that video wasn't to make a tutorial video or something. Definitely because I know that fabfilter has the best tutorial videos. Dan Worrell makes them. Like, I can't top that. So I wanted to make a more passionate type of video. I remember the time where Wietse would perform exorcism on any Spectral plugin. And now? Yeah, so my original stance is still true about spectral compression. What I struggle with is that it is being used a lot of times to fix problems that shouldn't be there in the first place. And usually it's being overdone. So that flattens out your sound and makes it dull and boring. And I've always believed in fixing things back at the source, back at like the microphone placement or the acoustics of the room or whatever is causing you to grab for spectral compression as a solution. when doing that, your sound gets way better, way more natural, way more... You will feel the sound way more. However, I'm most of the times a mixing mastering engineer that is working on projects that other people have recorded. And I do a lot of guidance with my clients, but sometimes I really get stuff, a lot of times actually, get a lot of stuff that has been recorded already, sometimes years ago. They can't fix it anymore. And then spectral compression is really cool to have, and having it in the main tool that you're always using, having it in the Pro Q4, it's a tool that, you know, it's just the truth. I just use Pro Q as my main EQ, together with the Sonable Smart EQ. But most for the Pro Q4, having that in there, it's just very valuable then. But I still do worry, and I should have said that in that video, I still do worry about overuse of spectral compression. I think it dulls out music. And also it's being used a lot of times incorrectly. I should make a video about that. Leave a comment down below if you want to see that. Oh, a lot of comments.
Why do you shout? Hearing problems?
I hope not. Excitement and passion is basically the answer. I'm just very... I just love what I do, and I love developments in this industry. The draw mode is easier than having to pick up the bands at the center 0 dB line. There are some multiple ways to create a band in Pro Q4. You can also double click somewhere in the spectrum. One of the things that I maybe would have liked to see, and maybe it's in there, but I think I tried a few things. Being able to draw just somewhere, like now you have to draw from left to right. If you can just draw something in the middle, like a little bell or something, would be nice. Probably with a modifier key or something. Yeah, and it's a different way of interfacing with the plugin, which is really cool. I haven't used it yet in a production environment. But for some people, this might be a better way of controlling an EQ than by doing it traditional means. I buy FabFilter Pro Q some days ago, and they sent me an update license for the Pro Q for free. I love you, FabFilter. Yeah, it's one of those details of a company that is rarely being appreciated and discussed. And it's one of the reasons why I like FabFilter so much. Yes, their plugins are a bit more expensive and they do have limitations and all that kind of stuff. But the reliability is something that I really appreciate. Not just from FabFilter, but from other companies that I choose to work with or work on their equipment. It's the reason why I have RME interfaces. It's basically reliability. You can rely on them and they'll be honest. And this is one of those things, like you buy Pro Q3 and then they release a new plugin, Pro Q4, and they just send you the license for Pro Q4. It's just really cool. It's a really cool move. They don't have to, but they do. I hope FabFilter gives you a copy. You must have already sold quite a few on the strength of this alone. I don't know how many I sold. According to some comments, it was the worst video ever made. According to other comments, it was the best video ever made. I don't know how many I sold. I don't really sell them, but I think I could figure that out through my Plugin Boutique affiliate link. But I'm not sure if that affiliate link is being compromised by the honey scandal. I don't know. I have to figure it out still. Anyway, FabFilter did give me a license, yes. The Kirchoff EQ is an obvious Pro Q copy. But how different do you feel like the FabFilter Q4 update is from Kirchoff? The EQ overview seems pretty insane, and the Sooth and Spectral bands also look pretty amazing. But I'm not sure yet if it's different enough than the Kirchoff to spend $200. If I already had Q3, I probably would do the update. So here's the thing, Kirchoff is an amazing EQ, just as FabFilter is an amazing EQ. And yes, Pro Q4 has features that were in Kirchoff before. It's not really new. What I appreciate about FabFilter is that the feature list is very balanced. It's not getting in the way, while Kirchoff is a very advanced EQ. And basically Kirchoff is greater if you take the time to learn how to work with it. If you have Kirchoff already, don't get Pro Q because you have Kirchoff. Is it better to use the clap version or VST3 version right now? This is a very interesting question, and it's something worthy of research. So here's the questions that I would ask myself and the things that I would research when answering this. What are the benefits of clap? That's the first thing. I've been reading a little bit about clap, and there are some things that I wish would be in clap that aren't in clap. So I don't know if there's a lot of value in going with clap plugins. The second thing that I would wonder, and the thing that I would figure out is there a difference in having a full chain in VST3 and a full chain in clap? Like, can plugins communicate with each other? And also, what happens if you have a VST3 plugin, a clap plugin, and then a VST3 plugin? Is there some translation that needs to happen in between? Is that something that can affect the audio? And with things like oversampling and stuff, there's always filtering happening, also in between your plugins. So these would be the questions that I would ask and would like to find an answer to when answering this question. Right now, I don't know. I would logically say that if everything in your DAW is already VST3, just use VST3. If everything is already clap, like if you're exclusively using FabFilter plugins, which are all available in clap, then do it in clap. Regarding the saturation and color, FabFilter developers modeled it off the actual preamps used by the Root while tracking the synth for his smash #1 hit single of all time, Sandstorm. I'm pretty sure they did that because it really sounds like Sandstorm. Like the saturation is so much like Sandstorm. So I think that's their secret ingredient. I personally feel they missed the opportunity to have the ultimate EQ by not adding in a dedicated transient split like others are doing now. A lot of folks have Soothe and similar and are looking at getting split EQ. I love my Q3 but think I'd rather drop £48 on a split EQ that gives me something I don't have over the Pro Q4 upgrade. I've been banging my head against the wall for missing this. Like, how could I forget to mention split EQ in the FabFilter Pro Q4 video? Like, that's apart from the AI stuff that was not in there. And I understand the fact that it doesn't have transient and tonal splitting. I mean, it was something that I was at least expecting from FabFilter to be in there. And it would basically remove one of the plugins from my list, from my bundle. It would remove the Eventide split EQ because that would not be needed if it would be in the FabFilter. So yeah, I'm so annoyed by the fact that I didn't think about that in the video. And what you're saying is true. Like, you know, you have the tone boosters EQ. There's no need to upgrade, and you shouldn't. This was probably asked before, but how are you playing audio back on your speakers and talking into your mic and there's no feedback from the speakers? So this is a bit of out of context question, but it's pretty simple. My room is very dead. You can hear that in this video as well, which is important. So not a lot of reflections reaching the microphone. And what is reaching the microphone is a lot of direct signal, which is time aligned. So we align it manually, like phase coherent in the video edit, so that you get the least amount of artifacts. And then we automate all the parts where I'm not talking. Like, there's not a gate on there. It's literally automation, and even in between words and stuff, we try to automate as much as possible so that basically it doesn't affect the signal that's going out to YouTube. And we even go further by making sure that our end limiting in our video edit, like the last limiter, and basically the whole signal flow throughout the video production flow is as unaffected. So no extra compression or limiting or whatever. We try to get the most pure signal from the plugin on your screen or out of your speakers. That's what we try to do. And basically the only coloration that you're getting is the YouTube codec. But the upload that we are doing is as lossless as possible. And if in the future YouTube can increase the quality and go to lossless audio, then my whole back catalog would be lossless as well. So, and this is literally like from the plugin all the way to the upload. We do not alter the audio. So not from a mic signal going in there, but also not from other directions. I still miss the Pro Q3 because of the frequency grab and pull analyzer. When you just put it mouse over it, this is not in this version. Really? Is it not? Is it not in there? Wait. It's actually still in there. But you have to enable it down here, analyzer, and then this thing. So if you turn it off, it doesn't work. But if you then turn it on here, there it is, frequency grabbing. So it's still in there. It's still in there. No worries. It's getting a slight heart attack here. It's changed nothing. Instead of doing things manually, you have it in the plugin itself, plus a bit more comparison stuff in it. And this is something that sometimes is a bit more difficult to get across. Yes, you can do the things manually. There are probably tools in the DAW that can do the same thing. Most of the same things, like EQs and stuff, they are very abundant. But workflow is very important, and the way you can control it. And the way the FabFilter user interface works, for me, is just amazing. And that makes things so much easier. Again, creative work, whether it's audio engineering, making music, painting, sculpting, pottery, whatever you're doing, it's in the end, it's all about getting that idea, that image, that sound, that whatever you have in your head, that creative thing, towards something physical, towards something real. And what I found to be really important for that is having that whole process be as smooth and easy as possible. What happens for me whenever things get too technical or whenever I have to take too many steps is that idea in my head that I have starts to fade. And it gets more difficult to compare what's coming out of speakers with what I had initially in my head, because that's starting to fade. And if I can get the thing that I have in my head out of my speakers easily and quickly without too many hoops to go through, it's just way more effective. And I actually think it can lead to having a better sound because you can just work based off your intuition so well. What I think happens when it takes so long is that you start to think about your choices, and thinking is not always good. Feeling is better. So that's why I value these things. But fair enough, you can do this manually, and it's not like there's nothing in there that is really new. That's true. But the fact that it's in this particular plugin with this particular workflow, that's new. You're so annoying.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for saying that. I try to be myself in my videos. Not sure what is so annoying about me then. I want to know, but right now I can't change with a comment like this. Like, what's annoying? I don't know. I am annoying, but I'm being myself and me, and I want to keep that real. So what you would get if I would change because of your comment, but I wish I would have more feedback than this, is that I will start to act and become more plastic and become more fake and become something that I don't want to be, and probably something that most of my viewers don't want to see. So, but at least, thanks a lot for saying that, and thanks a lot for taking your time to go to the comment section and typing this out and everything.
Wow.
Next one.
Please stop taking cocaine.
I think they're saying that because I was just, bouncing around in that video a lot. I had a lot of energy. And honestly, I've never done drugs. I don't take cocaine. I don't recommend taking cocaine. I think it's very bad. But that was just my own natural energy. When I'm excited about something, I just go through the roof. And right now my energy is a little bit lower because I have a cold. All right, and the last comment is, he stopped painting his nails and fabfilter 4 kills my CPU. Yeah, there has been some, I saw a few of those things, yeah. fabfilter Pro Q4 is a little bit more CPU intensive. It's also probably differently optimized for Intel and Apple Silicon and AMD or whatever. But it takes a little bit more CPU, yeah. It also has to process a little bit more. What's really cool about the Pro Q4 is that it scales up and down the amount of processing that it needs. So if you do a lot of stuff in there, it will logically also take more CPU. Other plugins will always take the same amount. fabfilter will take the lowest amount possible, as far as I know. I haven't fully confirmed this yet. I should test this actually. What happened with the nail polish? Simple. It takes a lot of time to apply. I'm going to do it again soon. And if you do it too much, it completely fucks up your nails. So I should be a bit more careful with that because, you need your nails. I don't know for what, but, they're on our bodies, so they probably have a function. All right, so that's it for this batch of comments. Thanks a lot to everybody that took the time to comment. I have a lot of cool plans for 2025. As always, I have a lot of plans. We're going to do some very cool things with the videos. You'll see what will happen, but I'm very excited about it. I also have a huge project this year, like a very cool project that I'm going to be very much focused on, and it will all be documented on YouTube and stuff. It is so super amazing. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to support me, the links are down below. You can become a channel member for 99 cents per month, which is like, it's not even $1. There's a join button down below. You can use my affiliate links when purchasing something, and then a little bit of the purchase gets kicked back to me. I'll put the QR codes over here, but they're also in the description down below. And of course, you can keep on watching more videos. So I'll link members-only content over here for the higher member tiers. And I'll link an interesting video over here. Public video, of course. Thanks for watching. Keep pushing. And bye-bye.